Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another great workout you can do in your home with very minimal equipment. Remember to always come into these workouts warmed up and ready to go. 5 to 10 minutes of a cardio warm up, not anything intense, low intensity, just to get your heart rate up, your muscles warmed up and ready to move. Okay, so today we're going to start with a one arm row. So I want your band or tube about chest height again, like we've done for the past few times. And then we're also going to need a ball. If you don't have a ball, you can do them on the floor, and a little bit lighter set of dumbbells. And I think that is it for today. So, okay, so to start, we're going to do a one arm row. So I want your feet facing the band, so parallel with the wall. And we're going to pull with one arm to begin with. So instead of twisting toward that pull, I want you to pull and keep everything here nice and stable. We're going to resist the twist and really stabilize with that core. Okay, so pull, you're going to drive one elbow backwards, 2, really just isolating that one arm, 4, 5, keeping your shoulder down away from your ears, 6, 7, breathing, 9, and 10. Now notice that I'm in a little bit of an athletic stance. I'm not in a squat, but my knees are bent, my hips are back just a little bit, my core is engaged. Okay, switch arms, nice and slowly, both directions. You're driving your elbow towards the back of the room, squeezing that one shoulder blade toward your spine. 5, 6, keeping your torso nice and tall, 7, really keeping that core engaged, 9, and 10. All right. You may be feeling that in a little bit in your core towards the end of that, because your tendency is your body wants to do this to kind of twist it, but by resisting that, you're really engaging that core to stay nice and strong and stable. Okay, we're going to lower down towards the floor, or onto the floor, and grab your ball if you have one. If you don't have a ball, you can just do some bridges along with us. Get that down here. So we're going to put your feet up on the ball. I'm going to get my chair out of the way here. Lying down on your back, feet on the ball. Now, for this exercise, we are going to go up into a bridge and then curl your heels in. So like I said, if you don't have a ball, you can just go up into your bridge and either hold it, or you can do some bridge pulses going up and down out of that bridge. So when you are doing these hamstring curls in your bridge, the closer you have it towards your knees, the easier it'll be. The further out here, the more difficult it will be. So start with it closer, and then you can always move out. So hands down beside your hips, flatten your back to the floor, go up into that bridge. We're going to hold this for the whole time if you can. If you need to, you can come down. Walk this out just a little ways. Now up in that bridge, curl your feet in. 1, all the way out to a bridge. 2. So this is a hamstring curl. 3, and if you need to, you can come down in between and rest. 4, 5. Remember, the further out, the more difficult. The closer in, a little bit easier. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now slowly lower down. If you need to, this would be a good time to kind of stretch out those hamstrings, especially if you're feeling any cramping. You can hold each one for about 30 seconds and really just stretch out those hamstrings. Good. Okay. Now we're going to stand back up. So remember to always get up nice and slowly, especially if you know that you have either low blood pressure, or you have, it's called positional hypotension, or if you just get dizzy when you stand up, that type of thing. So take your time. We'll do that good floor to stand that we did last time. Stand up nice and slowly. Take more time than that if you need it. Okay, now we're going to grab one dumbbell, a little bit lighter weight, I would say. So the same weight that we're going to use for the, I told you we're just one set of dumbbells, we'll just use one of them. We're going to do a shoulder reach, a diagonal reach. So there's just a little bit of a squat here, not much of one, but I want you to reach down. You could reach down towards your knee and then back out. 1, 2, if you want to get a little more range of motion, you can reach down towards your foot. 3, 4, a good diagonal motion here. 6, like I said, you don't have to do a squat here. You can just kind of reach down towards your knee, bend your knees. We are going to do a squat for the next exercise if that changes your mind. And 10, good. So a lighter weight on this you will feel that you will need. So again, you can reach down towards this opposite knee and then right out towards the opposite side. So a lighter dumbbell here. 3, 4, like I said, you can get a little deeper if you want. 5, keeping this shoulder down. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right. Now, we are going to do a squat next, like I said. So I just am going to do a plain squat with a little bit of upper extremity assistance here. So do this either at your kitchen countertop with your sink or somewhere we can grab on. I want you to do it somewhere we can grab on in front of you. So that's why a kitchen sink works really nicely. You can stand right up close next to that kitchen sink. What I like about this is that when you go to sit back, you are forced to sit back. You can't go forward like this because the cabinets are in the way or the chair, whatever you're using. So I'm going to use just the back of this chair and sit far back. I am going to stand a little further back because I like to reach my arms really far back. So notice that my knees are staying over my ankles. I have people do this in my gym even if they've been doing more complicated squats, sometimes just to go back to the basics. Really focus on form and where you're supposed to be feeling this. When you get to this point, squeeze your glutes to stand up. And then I want you to stand all the way up and almost thrust your hips forward at the top so that you're not here and then standing here and you never get out of this hip flexion. I want you to get out of that hip flexion, stand all the way up. Really just focusing on the basics and form here. Really sitting back in those feet, sitting your hips back like you're going to sit down in a chair and squeezing under those glutes as you stand up. This is a great way to do these anytime that I'm doing squats in here and you feel a little uneasy with the way I'm doing them, or if you're having knee pain, hanging on to something in front of you and squeezing back, really focusing on form and glutes and having that little bit of balance of something in front of you can really help if you do have knee pain. Let's do 2 more. Remember to stand all the way up in between. Release those hip flexors. All right, great. Those were really good. Now we're going to grab those weights. So remember, if you're picking something up off the floor, bend your knees. Don't just bend over at your hips. So now we're going to do lateral raises. So pulling those weights straight out to the side. If you do have trouble with, pulling them straight out to the side, you can do just a little bit of a diagonal. I'm going to have you stand in a little bit of a balance challenge here. So either a staggered stance or a tandem stance or a single leg stance. Find where you're comfortable, or if you have balance discs or a balance pad at home, you can even sit on a ball. Different ways to challenge your balance. If you have back pain and you want to sit down, this would be a good place to sit down. So I'm going to stand on one foot right out to the sides. Now, like I said, you can do a little bit of a diagonal. Nice and slow. 3. Breathing. Don't take the weights above the height of your shoulder. Hi, Tubby. Tubby came to visit. Tubby had a little surgery last week. 7, but he's doing really well. 8. 9, keeping your shoulders down. And 10. Good. All right. Remember that if you have any shoulder pain with those, you can bend your elbows and go out like this instead, kind of a lateral fly instead. Okay, for the last one, we're going to grab that ball again. If you don't have a ball, you can sit on the edge of a chair, or you can even do these on the floor. But we're just going to do abs, just kind of reverse crunches on the ball. So sometimes it's easier to put your feet up against a wall so you don't feel like you're sliding, depending on what surface you're on here. My carpet is pretty thick, so I don't go anywhere. But if you're on tile or a smooth carpet, you might want to do this up against a wall. So walking to the front of your ball a little bit, your torso is going to stay tall. So you're going to have good posture throughout this. When you go backwards, I don't want you to dip your back like this. Similarly, I don't want you to dip your shoulders back like that and have a like a curve in your back. So you want to imagine that you're flat on the floor. Hi, Baloo. Baloo came to say hello as well. All right, so you can start with your hands on your thighs, actually. Lean back, come back up. This will give you the best leverage, especially if you're uneasy about doing these on a ball. If those feel okay, you can put your hands here on your shoulders. No. Or on your doggy. Right, Baloo? You like to come be part of the action, huh? If you need more than this, you can put your hands right up here over your head. I'm going to keep my hand on him though. 7. The other thing about this is if you come all the way up, you release that core. So try to come back and then only come up to about here, which keeps those abs engaged throughout the whole set. 10. All right, good. Those are more challenging than they look. And you can also do this on the edge of a bench or a chair or kind of the edge of your bed, that type of thing. If you do them on your bed, if you're nervous about falling down, it's okay because if you fall back, you're just on the edge of your bed. So repeat those through 1 to 2 more times. Do some cardio intermittently or do some cardio at the end or the beginning, but make sure you get that heart rate up. What I like about doing the cardio intermittently in between the sets is that it gets your heart rate back up so that you maintain a little bit higher heart rate throughout the entire workout. So giving your heart the benefit as well as your muscles. All right, thank you everybody, and we'll see you next time.